If you are over 40, raise your hand. If you're approaching 40 or, been over 40 for at least maybe 10 years, 15 years, come on, invite your friends, invite your girlfriends. This is a show that you don't want to miss. So stick around. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Love My Body, Love Myself. This is going to be an incredible episode. I'm always talking about how excited I am for my guests. Well, raise the roof. I am like over the top excited for today's guests, plural. And so, first of all, let me just welcome those of you who are watching us live today and those of you who are watching on replay. Thank you so much for joining us. Listen, if you're on Facebook, thank you. Go on and join our community at facebook.com/groups/LMBLM. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet subscribed, or you can go on over to our YouTube channel after you've watched the show and wherever you're watching us now. But go over and support our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/C/Alicia Couri. And we have so many more of these shows. Plus, we have a lot of other content over there that you might find inspiring. So go on over and check out our YouTube channel. So we are here today to talk about, yes, thank you, Reginald. We're here to talk about the ugly and the beauty of aging. So thank you, Reginald, for challenging us to talk about the beauty, but we are going to talk about the beauty. But there are also some not so beautiful sides to aging, and there are things that we can do to make it beautiful. There are things that we can address, that we don't have to be miserable through the whole process, and we don't have to dread it. So my guest today will help us reshape our mindset on what aging really is all about and what it's going to look like. So I want to just share with you that this episode is sponsored by FAMU Mary, Alicia Couri Inc., and it's produced by Red Carpet CEO. I want to encourage you to leave a comment if you find anything beneficial to you. Please leave a comment. We go back and we watch the comments, and we will respond to your comments. And if you're live, we'll put your comments up on the show and we'll respond to them. But leave us a comment if anything inspires you. If you have questions, please, we love it. We love it. We love it. If you'd like to sponsor or be a guest on the show, go ahead and email us support@aliciacouri.com so that we can get you to be a guest on the show. I mentioned that a sponsor that we have is FAMU Mary. So FAMU Mary is all about, and we're gonna share a little bit later on the show, but all about learning and educating you about the legal and unlawful uses of marijuana, so that medical marijuana specifically, what you can do and how you can purchase it, and what all the things that you can do for yourself when it comes to medical marijuana. So go to mary.famu.edu to learn more. So now I want to share with you who is on the show with me today. So first of all, this woman is so much fun. I just love talking to her because she is real as ever. And her name is Laurie Battaglia. So Laurie says that she's postmenopausal, which is something that is still somewhat taboo in society, but she's working on self-love, but sometimes feel her body lets her down periodically. She tries to take care of herself by eating well, doing light exercise, but it tends to be difficult as, the weight does still kind of try to creep up after menopause. So it's tough to lose weight when that weight does creep on you. So hopefully our next guest can also help address that. So she just wants her body to not be stressed by carrying extra weight that really hurts her back and her hips, because she wants to live to 100. So we want to welcome to the show Laurie, and in addition to Laurie, we have the amazing Lydia Ebling. Lydia Martinez Ebling is a certified fitness and nutrition specialist and functional hormone health coach. She's a co-owner of Complete Body Labs and passionate about women's health. She's a passionate women's health strategist. She's been educating, along with her husband Ryan, educating women in health and fitness for over 25 years, and has worked with and coached thousands of individuals to significant weight loss, body fat loss, muscle gain, and health restored. Using their Hormone Hacking Master Blueprint, they help women over 40 remove the root cause of their body's dysfunction so they can rebalance their hormones, restore their metabolism, and recharge their energy to achieve the body and lifestyle that they want. So, I am so thrilled to welcome both these incredible women to the show. One who's going to talk about going through it, and one that's going to help you if you're going through it. So this is why the ugly, the ugly and the beauty. So what age are we referring to when we talk about aging? So, Reginald, women specifically, and I love Reginald because Reggie, he is a faithful watcher and contributor to the show. So from the male perspective, so he's an ally, he comes in and he watches and he learns all this stuff. So when women hit around 35, that's when they start thinking about, their hormones declining, right, Lydia?
Yeah.
Menopause is coming. Sometimes in your late 30s, you start having perimenopausal symptoms. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking aging. So Madeline says it starts at birth.
Yeah, she's right. I mean, it could start as early as your 20s. Some women are just going and don't even realize that they're having an imbalance.
Wow. So I'm going to start with Laurie because, you have gone through the stage.
Yes.
You are postmenopausal. What were some of the symptoms and some of the misery that you went through?
For me, it started around age 43. So I think when I think about my menopause journey, it's been later than many women, which was just something for me to really complain about because there's nothing better than not having your period, in my opinion. So that's the beauty of menopause. But perimenopause, when it hits, you don't really know what's happening. Nobody talks about it. They do now more, but I think we're still on the cutting edge of talking about that and periods and all the normal things about women's bodies. I'd like to normalize that conversation and not make it such a stigma or such a, oh, we can't talk about that kind of a thing. So at 43, I thought I must have something going wrong in my brain because I suddenly couldn't remember shit. Are we allowed to say that kind of word on this show? Okay.
Yes.
I couldn't remember shit. And everything had to be written down. I found that I couldn't multitask like I used to, or I couldn't keep all the balls in the air at one time. And I didn't know what was going on. And I remember coming home and saying to my husband when I met my husband when I was 45. And I think I was probably around 47. And I said, something's got to be wrong with me. I don't know what's happening. And he said, do you honestly think, because I'm pretty in tune with my body, do you really honestly, are you for sure? Thank you, Madeline. Are you sure? Should you get an MRI? And I went and talked to my doctor about it. And my doctor said, this is normal stuff that happens. So it started happening then. And then you get the night sweats. Suddenly I went from being able to sleep all night anywhere to not being able to sleep, and then night sweats.
Night sweats started when I was pregnant with my son at 38. That's when my night sweats started, and they haven't left me. Yeah, it's real. The night sweats
didn't
are
have
real.
A lot of hot flashes, a little bit here and there. Didn't have a lot of that.
Yeah, but the night sweats, yeah. So Lydia, share with us like what happens with your hormones as these symptoms start coming up? The fogginess, you can't multitask. I talked to a friend of mine who is just over 40, and she's like, I'm so exhausted and I don't know why. I said, you're over 40.
Yes.
I said, that's why. She's like, I've never felt like this before though. I said, you're over 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's part of it. So usually what we have happen, as I just mentioned a few minutes ago, when it comes to women's hormones, we're at our optimal in our 20s. And then sometimes we're dealing with a hormonal imbalance that we don't even know about it. Like we didn't even realize it existed. Let me ask the audience, have you ever started to where, or back in the day when you were worried about that monthly occurrence, right?
Yeah.
Did you have severe headaches? Did you have severe cramping? Did you have severe PMS? Did some women, it's completely debilitated that time of the month, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's so we're told that is normal. That's just par for the course. Guess
Yes.
what? Yeah, that's a sign of a hormonal imbalance. So that's a dysfunction there. So now we're already dealing with an imbalance that we don't know what happens. Then we go into our 30s, and what happens is our sex hormones, our estrogen, our progesterone, our testosterone starts to go down. And as Laurie was sharing, and I would love to know how many watching right now could relate to what Laurie was sharing. You're not an enigma, Laurie, right?
Yeah, right.
But you feel
Right.
like you're the only one when you're going through it. You feel like I can't talk to anybody about this because, oh my God, something's wrong with me.
Right.
Right. You know how you are going through life. You're just living your life, and then all of a sudden there's the mood swings, and then you're having the sleep disruptions, and then your clothes are a little bit tighter and you hadn't changed anything. What's going on here? Right?
Yes.
Right? You're like, oh my gosh.
And your shoes are tighter.
Shoes
Nobody talks about your feet growing. Who knew?
Like I had my growth spurt when I was 15. What's going on here now?
It's another one coming.
Another one
your
coming.
feet are growing, your ears are getting bigger, my nose is right. Like, what's going on here? So, but here's the thing. It's okay, so aging is inevitable. It's going to happen. But how we aging healthfully, like one of the things you said, Laurie, is that your physician told you, oh, that's normal. Well, so what are you going to do about it? Just because it's normal doesn't mean it's optimal. Just because it's common doesn't mean something can't be done.
I love that, Lydia. Just because it's normal doesn't mean it's optimal. I was talking the other day to someone and I said, I went to the doctor when I was after I had my son, and I was like 44, 45, and I had put on 5 pounds over the year that I had seen her before, and she's like, oh, that's normal. I said, that's normal? That's not normal. I'm like, in 10 years, I'll be 50 pounds heavier. That's normal.
And that's what happened. That's how it happens.
I was like, this is normal. No. And that's when I made the decision. I need to change this. I need to do something different. Tracy says, and getting rid of the belly fat becomes increasingly challenging. Yes. I remember, Tracy. I remember. I got you.
Yeah. There are solutions that we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Madeline says it put 5 pounds on overnight. It's true. It just, the weight just, because my son was like 3. I had just stopped breastfeeding he was almost 3 years old. And then all of a sudden, a year later, I was like, what happened? I just ballooned up. I was like 41, 42. It's like, this is not right. No. So I decided I needed to reboot my metabolism. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to talk about rebooting metabolism. So, because Lydia has some secrets about that. So don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about rebooting coming up.
Are you curious about marijuana? Florida A&M University established the Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, also known as MARY, to educate the public about medical marijuana use as well as the detrimental health and social impacts of unlawful marijuana use on local communities. Empower yourself with knowledge. Find out more at mmeri.famu.edu. mmeri.famu.edu. MARY. Educate, learn, talk.
The Love My Body, Love Myself show is sponsored by Alicia Couri Inc. and produced by Red Carpet CEO. Alicia Couri Inc. specializes in developing audaciously proactive leaders and teams using brain science and people data to get results. Visit our website, aliciacouri.com, for more information. The show is produced by Red Carpet CEO. If you'd like a copy of Age with Audacious Confidence, visit our link tree at linktr.ee/acouri. Let's get back to the show. Well, welcome back. Sorry, I had the banner there. Welcome back to Love My Body, Love Myself. I am your host, Alicia Couri, and we're having a fascinating conversation with my guests today. I'm going to welcome back Lydia Martinez Ebling and Laurie Battaglia to the show, and we're talking all about the beauty of aging, you know, some of the ugly in it, but how we can experience the beauty in aging. And I'm a woman over 50. Laurie's a woman over 50.
Over 65, yes.
65.
Let's be real.
Lydia's a woman over 50, if I can say her age too. And
You can.
And listen, 50 is the new 30s because women are looking younger and younger. They're living longer. They're being healthier. And what Lydia is sharing with us is a way for us to be even more healthy by balancing out our hormones so that we can really enjoy life after menopause. Well, before, during, and after. Let's lump it all together, right? Lump it all before, during, and after menopause. So, and remind me, Lydia, you need to be on someone's show. I just remembered. So remind me about that and I'll connect you with her so you can be on her show too. So thank you so much, Facebook user. I know you're watching from the group because they don't give your name in the group, but thank you so much for watching and sharing. So the thing about recognizing your hormones, like I took a Dutch test. Can you explain to people what the Dutch test is and how that works so that they can understand what's going on with their hormones?
Yeah, that is a great question. And just a few things, just like for your viewers, because why hormones? We talk about hormones as far as menopause, but understanding that your hormones dictate everything from even before menopause. Like how mentally clear you are throughout the day, how hungry you feel throughout the day, whether you're happy, whether you're sad, whether you like the person next to you right now. It dictates your metabolism, right? Everything. So have you ever had that moment? You're like, why are you doing that? And they're like, what? Breathing.
Yep, that came back.
That came back.
Poor Joe.
That's part of
Poor Joe. Joe is such a sweetie.
Yes.
So and I would love to hear if you can relate to that. I mean, the viewers watching, and there's all extremes, but we've all been there. The Dutch testing. Okay, so there's different type of testing. There's blood tests, there's urine tests, there's hair tests, there's saliva tests, and they're all have their place. They all have their place because Dutch testing is about your metabolites. So how you actually are metabolizing, because our body does, it produces hormones. And once it produces hormones, it metabolizes them and flushes them out. So a Dutch test will look at it and say, how are you metabolizing? Because that can tell us a lot on what your body's actually doing. Because blood work is great, but the Dutch test is one of the superior, but it also depends on what are we viewing? Are we just looking at a general metabolic panel, female panel, diabetes panel? There's all different. And it's really has to go with what are you dealing with right now. Not to get, I can get really sciencey. I'm be science hormone geek, and I don't want to do that to your audience.
That's fine, because I'm glad that you're sharing, because a lot of times we go to the lady doctor, and who's not always a lady, right? We go to these gynecologists, and I remember being in my mid 30s and asking about my hormones. And I had a male gynecologist, and he's like, "Oh, you don't have to worry about that. You're fine." Because I saw on Oprah,
Yes.
Oprah said,
Thank God for Oprah.
So I went to the doctor and I was like, "I'd like to have my hormones checked, just to see where I am and everything." And he's like, "Oh, you don't need that."
Do you know why that is? Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you, what do you say about that?
Okay. Well, let me ask you, do the viewers know, do you know why that is? Do you know why you think you're going to your woman's wellness visit? It's about wellness.
My wellness.
Right. Well, less than 25% of health professionals, specifically OBGYNs, have any education when it comes to hormones and women aging healthfully.
Wow.
So they get gaslighted. They get gaslighted. And, well, maybe you need an antidepressant, or maybe you needed,
Like Madeline just said, I asked for a hormone check, and her doctor wouldn't do it.
Yep.
Yeah, because I recognize, listen, I need to be able to head this off before it gets too far down the road. If I need, like testosterone cream, or, if I need, I was watching Oprah. All right.
Yeah, that was a powerful segment. I remember,
Right.
Yeah, that was powerful, and it's important. And that's why I'm so passionate about women's health. And it happened to myself, and we hear the story, my husband and I, all the time, the stories of, just like Madeline, you said that your doctor wouldn't check it. You know why? Because they don't know, if they can't put a code to you, then they're not going to run the test. They can't put a code. Oh, can we give her a prescription? Can we do a surgery? Can we cut it out? Those questions. And if they can't do it, then they're not going to run it, because they're taking a chance that they're not going to get reimbursed by the insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not about your wellness. It's about your sickness.
It's about your sickness. So, what is it that you do with women, and what do you have coming up? Because I don't want to get to talking and forget that, you have this incredible opportunity for women over 40. And let me just share your Instagram as well. So you talk, and I'll put up your Instagram. Glow After 40 _official.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you know how when you're going through life, like I said, you're going through life right now, and then everything's just shifting on you. It's shifting mentally, it's shifting physically, and it might be spreading out. So you are trying to do what's best for you. But so you go to Dr. Google and you're like, oh, well, maybe I should do this program, or maybe I should do that program, or maybe I should buy this supplement, or this expert says no to this, and then this expert says yes, do this. And then by the time you're done, you throw your hands up, because you really just don't even know what to do. Right? That's exactly why we do what we do. We've created a straight path in order for women to identify what's the root of the dysfunction, what is the hormonal imbalance, how do you actually correct it with nutrition and activity and your environment, and reducing stress, and then really restoring your metabolism. What does that mean? Burn fat and get the body that you truly desire. That's what we do. And this month we actually have, does that sound good I just want to know, women that are watching.
Yeah, Reginald was like, please share if there's a resource. It's coming, Reginald. It's coming.
No. Are you guys ready? Let me ask you, Okay. You're like, gosh, just tell me already. Let me ask you, if I could show you in 4 hours or less a direct path in order to do all the things, drop the weight, clear up the brain fog, get better sleep, and reduce the night sweats, actually start liking your spouse again.
Yeah.
You did it with a denote.
That's, yeah. There's an
Would it
asterisk next to that one.
would it be worth it to you? Would that, like, time with me in 4 hours or less, would it be worth it to you? Yes or no? Would
Yes.
love to hear.
Type it in the chat. Yes, yes, if it'll be worth it to you.
Because this is what we're doing. We are doing this month.
You just have to set aside the 4 hours to learn that straight path.
Yep. Because we guarantee you by the end of the 4 hours, you're going to have a direct path. We're going to show you the hormone hierarchy. And, because we're doing this supplement, we're doing that. Okay, no, let's get you straight. Right. And then what should you focus on first and exactly what to do about it. We're going to show you self-sabotaging behaviors that might have kept you on that endless, roller coaster diet cycle or just frustration. And, the direct path, you'll know by the end of the 4 hours exactly what you need to do and the next steps that you need to take. That's what.
Can I ask a question between that? Because, there's some people on medications and all of that. Are you addressing that as well?
What we'll do is we'll give you the blueprint, in a sense, let's say maybe not the blueprint. That's what
the framework.
The framework, because it's all about asking the right questions so you know what direction to go. So, we will never sell unless they're a personal client. We don't address specific medications with individuals. Mm-hmm. We would never, we still respect the healthcare industry.
Right.
Right. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. It's called Mind Body Hacking Mastery. And it's going to be on June 18th. Would you guys love to attend? Yes.
All right. I dropped the link in the chat, so you should be seeing it in you can check the chat. The link is in the chat, and it's Mind Body Mastery. Say that again.
Hacking Mastery, Mind Body Hacking Mastery. So what's really cool about it is that the link that you shared with them gives them Diamond VIP access. What does that mean? They actually, how we're having a conversation right now? That's exactly what they'll get to do with Ryan and I, my husband, because we are a team, to where we do bonus sessions, and every question that you have, we're going to answer it directly. So it's not just us talking at you. We're having a conversation, because that's what wellness is about. It's a collaboration of what's going on and how we can help direct you.
Excellent. And then Laurie, I wanted to ask you, because, being over 60, having passed through it, you were saying you're still dealing with stuff, your
body continues to change over time. I'm 66. And the big thing for me was, ever since I moved from Pennsylvania to Arizona 12 years ago, I found a naturopath. So I believe in the both and kind of, if I need to get fixed, I'll go Western medicine. Actually, thank you, Medicare. I now have to find a Western medicine doctor just to get a mammogram or a DEXA scan or something, because naturopaths, although they go to medical school and they come out with an ND, are not honored by the government as being able to refer for any tests, colonoscopies, blood tests. I can't get them now. I could get them before I was 65, but going on Medicare forces you into the medical system in a way that you may or may not want to be there.
It still needs, though. I mean, Western medicine is still needed.
It is. Absolutely is.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate, but then with a naturopath, I pay everything out of pocket. So I have more choice because I have the privilege of being able to pay out of pocket. Thank you, corporate long career where I saved my money a lot. So, it continues to morph and change. Madeline, okay.
Madeline would love to chat with you.
Reach out. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I do supplements, I do hormone therapy, I do all of that. I don't have the thing where if I say, can we do this test? I think something's off with my hormones. She's my health partner. So it's definitely a different feel than when I went to MD doctors and, they were the expert and I was not, and I didn't get to spend much time with them. But it's very expensive because naturopaths aren't always in the healthcare system. So FYI.
Right.
But I found that to be helpful, and I continue to morph and change, and then we'll tweak something and we'll change something. And it's aimed at hormones, balancing things, making sure the thyroid is okay, because I take thyroid meds, but I take the natural ones, not the synthetic ones. And I'll tell you what, it is very difficult in this country to stay out of big pharma stuff. It's incredibly expensive to buy high grade supplements, and not say, well, like, why am I spending $75 on this when I could pay $2 and go to CVS and get it? So it's a choice that you make if you have the resources and funds to do it. Most people don't.
Yeah.
And they would not want to do it that way.
So talk about the supplements that you and Rye took years to develop.
Yeah. Well, that's part of our background. Ryan and I come from, we were on the corporate side of a network marketing company, and we used to formulate and create programs for them. And we just got tired of people buying into the marketing gig, because there's really good supplements out there, and but they shouldn't have to. So sometimes you do get what you pay for, okay? But it depends on the sourcing, right? Where can they source certain things? So yes, some supplements are going to be more expensive because of the source. And then there's going to be other supplements that don't need to be as expensive because of it's still a quality source.
Right.
But what these marketing companies want to do is they want to do 10, 20, 30x it. And that's why, Laurie, people are like, I can't afford to do that. It is easier to go buy, big pharma, and big pharma wants to do that. Big pharma, big agriculture, they want to keep you sick, right?
Yep.
Because it's part of the big chain of money.
Right.
So my point of sharing that, so we took years, and finally we're like, you know what, we are going to do our own thing and bring out quality supplements that, they're not cheap, but they're also not going to break the bank, right? We wanted to make things realistic for people, but women's health is really our passion. And that's why last year we launched our women's blend by CBL, because of hormonal fluctuations, because of estrogen dominance, because of low energy. So we have different supplements that address specific things, but supplements are just one piece of the puzzle. So I want to make sure, I would love to tell you all, go buy them all and take them all, right? Because that's our
passionate about educating you on what it is that you need to do. So that's why this Mind Body Hacking Mastery class is so important. I wish it could be like boom, boom. It's so important to understand what's happening in your body and go to the Mind Body Hacking Mastery workshop with her, so that you can really soup to nuts understand what is happening to your body, what you can do about it, and not sit suffering and then go to your doctor and they say, well, that's just normal. Just take some Advil, or something like that.
Exactly. All your labs are normal.
All your labs are normal. Well, what labs did you take? What did you do? You can ask more educated questions and make them have to think about what their answer is, instead of just giving you the pat answer that they give everybody just to get you out of the office. You can start really exploring. Do they really have my best interest at heart? Or they just, billing. I'm just another bill number.
Here's the thing, and Laurie, first of all, I want to commend you, because I'm so happy that, you're, not everyone does have the resources in a sense, but there's money everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But you've made a decision, because think about it, ladies and gentlemen, but ladies, back, 30 years ago, our life expectancy was like only in our mid 60s.
Mhm.
Now we're living in our hundreds. Women are.
Right.
Okay. So
Right.
we're living more than half our life after menopause. Think about that. Why is that important? Because our time is
Quality of life.
Yes. Yeah. So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you invest in you? Because you still have half your life to live.
To live.
Mhm.
Yep. So like bone density, hormones affect your bone density and all
Yeah.
these things. Why have brittle bones if now you can understand what will cause that and head that off? So,
Yeah.
what was the date again, Lydia? Let me put that up there too.
June 18th, 10 to 2 p.m. The bonus sessions for our Diamond VIPs, we do a bonus session in the morning where we start at 9 a.m. And then we're doing a second bonus session. Let me ask, have you ever tried or heard the thing about tracking macros? And you're like, God, I don't get it.
So much.
I know macaroni.
That's too much. That's too much. Tracking macros.
Yeah. So, and then what about fasting? There's like intermittent fasting. There's all different types of fasting. Well, Ryan and I we're going to do an additional bonus segment for our Diamond VIPs on Monday night at 7:30, where we're going to break that down. We're going to answer your questions, but break those two things down for you even further, because you can only do so much in 4 hours. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You're already walking out with your head spinning if we gave you everything over 25 years.
Exactly. But yeah, there's so much stuff about intermittent fasting that's on Instagram. They have all these things on Instagram and on Facebook that pop up for you about intermittent fasting and how you should do it and why you should do it. Well, first understand the why. Why are you doing it in this program? And then once you understand the why, it becomes a little easier to do the what. And I know I still haven't. Lydia gave me homework to do, and I have not done it. I have not done it yet. I think it's been a year.
Too.
I think it's been a year, and I have not done it yet. But that's just me, because I'm delinquent. I'm a delinquent. But I need to be more vigilant, because I do want to live well into my hundreds. Like you said, Laurie, I want to live into my hundreds, but I want a good quality of life into my hundreds. So when you understand and you learn what your hormones are doing, how you can balance those things out, and what you should be doing and should not be doing, and then you incorporate the things that, like intermittent fasting. I still have a struggle with that, but that's why I haven't done my homework, because I struggle with fasting because I like food.
It's called a strong, dominant woman personality.
I need to shift my mindset around food, because I feel like I'm starving if I don't eat every 3 hours.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna die.
I'm with you. Little tiny. When you only have 1,300 calories a day to spread out, if you want to maintain your weight, it's not a hell of a lot. So, I'm 5'2", but what's that? Yeah.
We have a client right now. And actually, the reason, she was under 1,300 calories. She's in her late 60s. The scale wasn't budging, low energy, anxiety, not sleeping well. As of today, in less than 2 weeks, she's dropped 2 inches on her waist, 2 inches on her hips, 3 actual pounds of fat. Her levels, as far as her energy, clarity, everything, it was so ecstatic. And the reason I tell you that, because we increased her calories. She went over. So there's
You have
magic.
to look at your body chem. You have to really look, and that's what Lydia and Ryan do so well, is they really look at everything. Everything. It's part of my homework. Write down everything. What
She's like,
What
more
you're
Been there,
putting
done
on
that.
your body, right? What you're putting on your body is just as important as what you're putting in, because your skin it absorbs. And so if that's disrupting your hormones, you need to understand what it is that's disrupting your hormones to stop. So you have to write down everything that you're doing. And I've been, like I said, delinquent, but I'm not going to say it again because I have to change my mindset.
Yes, yes, you can do it. You can
Thank you,
do it.
Madeline. Madeline said this is gold.
It's
So yeah, so
awesome.
it's important, everything that is in your environment, because it can disrupt your hormones if you don't understand what's happening with your hormones.
But and it's not about being perfect, right? So, because that's one of the things, you know, every women, and you can let us know. It's like we have this assumption, well, that don't eat this food, can't have that food, can't do that. Like you're going to be a bubble dweller, right? It's like you can't do anything, and it's really small, manageable changes in the right direction. Like if
Mhm.
you can start moving the needle instead of doing a complete overhaul. Like even just
Right.
if you increase your life and quality of life by 10%, that's 10% right there,
Mhm.
right?
Excellent.
So
Yeah. So no, I need to do it because, I'm going to be diligent. I'm going to
so
start
we should do
recording.
another show, Alicia, and just, let's break Alicia down and say, okay, what's holding her?
That never sticks.
Yeah, let's see what all that she wrote down that she write, because it's not just, again, I'm saying this because it's what Lydia instructed me is not just tracking your food. Like all these other things, they track your food. It's not just tracking your food. It's everything. What time do you wake up in the morning? What time are you going to bed? What are you doing? What are you eating? What are you putting, like lotions, deodorants, all these
Because it could be
things.
one week.
One tweak. It could be, oh, you know what? You're using this deodorant and it has this ingredient in it, and this is what's disrupting your hormones. Take that out, and use this one instead. Something
Right.
as simple as that could make such a huge difference. But if you don't have the info, if you don't have, the
If you
track,
don't, yeah,
you don't.
exactly. And
So
that's good. Good.
no.
And
I'm just trying to reset my mindset.
You know what, Alicia? I did a really good job during COVID of using Noom as my tracker. Like I was like, all right, let's get serious about this. And first I ate, like we baked, like a lot of people did during the beginning of COVID. And then I was like, you know what? It was one of those times like after my divorce where I said to myself, okay, there's nobody cooking and eating here except for me. So why am I still cooking like I used to when I don't even like to eat like that? I like to eat healthy. So I started like, okay, I've got to take responsibility for that. That was me during the pandemic. I figured if I wasn't going anywhere and if I had the ultimate control over what came into the house, and for once I was doing the shopping, which Joe is like super healthy, so I don't have to worry about that. But we were doing the cooking, we were doing the shopping. So
Mhm.
why would we blame it on something else? So I dropped 20 pounds,
nice.
tiny bits at a time, half a pound, a quarter of
Nice.
a pound. Like just stick with it. Maybe a pound in a week and a half, maybe.
Mhm.
So it just came off little bits at a time. What's killing me right now is I'm back on the road. It's really hard to find healthy food when you're like at a conference and you only have so much time to do this or do that or get here or there. You can't always get gluten free. You can't,
Right.
it's amazing to me that you can't get toast that's gluten free when they can just shove it in the freezer like I do. Like you don't have to keep your bread fresh. You just put it in the freezer and then toast it from here. I'm
Right.
good to go.
Mm.
But I really try to eat healthy when I'm on my own. I can, and when I'm out among others, and I do my best to be that like request it.
Mhm.
But you go to certain parts of the country, and I live in Arizona. By the way, was that timing East Coast time, the 10 to 2? Is that Eastern time?
Yes.
Yes.
East Coast.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm Pacific time. Just for those who are on this, might be in different time zones and stuff. I'm in Pacific, but we can get a bunch of all kinds of fresh vegetables and things like that now here all year long. And when
Mhm.
I lived in Pennsylvania, I didn't have access to that kind of food. So
Right. Well,
sometimes it depends where you live as to how.
yeah, no, it definitely does. We have some clients and partners, business partners, um, that are in Dakotas,
Yeah,
and just getting
it's
gluten-free
hard.
tortillas. Yeah, so something is simple for us here. She's like,
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, let me freeze them to figure out how to ship them out to you.
yeah, yeah. It can be tough.
Yeah, but it's learning that. That's one of the things. It's not impossible. It's just
Right.
it's learning how to pivot, and because that's real life, right? We're always gonna
Mhm.
have like an
There's always
unintended.
outside forces that you
Yeah,
don't have
yeah.
control over. Yeah.
So how do you pivot through that?
Absolutely. I love this conversation, ladies.
Yeah,
So I dropped the link again in case you missed it, for the Hormone Hacking Live. So
right.
the Hormone Hacking Live event is
Yeah.
happening on, it's happening, I'm trying to find the date again. I
June
know I had it
18th.
up. June 18th. You know, I have this
We're
whole list.
doing
June 18th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. The link is in the chat. If you go there now, register. She's giving you the VIP experience. So you're
Mhm.
gonna have the 4 hour. They're gonna do the 4 hour
General session.
mind hacking blueprint for you. So that's the framework that you'll understand from soup to nuts. And
Mhm.
then you're going to have a before and after
Yeah,
session.
we'll do bonus session in the morning on Saturday morning at 9, and then this bonus session 2 will be on Monday at 7:30 Eastern. Thanks, Laurie, for that Eastern time. Right. So, and that will be where we're breaking down macros and talking more about that. And because intermittent fasting is just, there's a lot to it in the sense of, do you have a thyroid issue? Do you have excess estrogen, or is it insulin, or, iron thing, all these different things. And there's different strategic ways to actually fast in order to get your metabolic pathways to actually open up. This is not, that's what you want.
Mm,
For those that are not sciencey, that's what you
Yeah.
want. That's a good thing.
yeah. Kick it, reboot it, get it moving in the right direction again. And they have like dialed in that, what it is. They
The
have the
system.
combination. Yeah, right.
Mhm.
They have the secret sauce. They've dialed it in, so you don't have to do the work. Just show up at the event, get the info that you need, and do the VIP experience so that you can have that glow after 40. So,
Yeah.
so
And oh, you know what I forgot? Just so everyone knows, with that VIP experience, we give you our proprietary Glow 40 cleanse, right? So how do you do that? We give you the guide. We give you the beginner's guide to intermittent fasting. I've given you a 5-day cleanse menu plan, right? This is all things that like just to get you started. Like, because I know how when you go to a training or an event and you're super excited, and like, have you ever been to Tony Robbins sometimes? Like, amazing, right? Amazing. You're like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. But what do I do now?
exactly. You leave with
What
all the stuff. You leave with all the
Yeah.
stuff, but you have no idea where to start. It's like, what
Right.
do I start? What do I do? Your head's spinning.
So we actually have that laid out for you. Like, here's your first base, small little step that you can do.
So
But
Madeline says I'm
Madeline,
in. I'm
yay,
so
all
in.
right,
Yay, Madeline.
all right. That's
Awesome.
awesome. It's
Because we
going to be
want to change
transparent.
lives. Listen, we're doing this and Lydia and Ryan are doing this to change lives. They're really they have a heart and a passion for women in this, for this to stop. Like,
Mhm.
let's get the knowledge that we need so we're not suffering, because
Right.
it sees it. Hmm.
Right. I mean, aging's inevitable, but feeling like crap is not.
Right.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely. And look at those muscles on that girl. She knows what she's talking about. Those muscles.
Got them
I
at
need,
Walmart.
I need me some guns too. Look at that. My shoulders just, yeah, I need to have some guns. So I'm registering. Hope you all are registering to go June 18th, making sure I look at my calendar. Yep. I'm registering.
Awesome.
So I'm looking forward to seeing you all there and getting the information that you need. And if you have a friend, if you know someone, don't hoard this.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
hoard it. Share it. Let them
Yeah.
know. Share the episode with them. Let them know that this is available so that they can have access to it, because there are all kinds of diseases that start to attach itself to your because your estrogen starts morphing and what is that word? There's a word I want to use. See, I'm over 50. I
Can't remember the word.
know the word. What is it? Mutating. Mutating. It
Yes,
starts
you're right.
mutating your cells.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want it to mutate your cells. So
Right.
you need to understand what your estrogen is doing so that it doesn't start attacking your body. So this is love my body, love myself. I'm giving you the opportunity to do the thing that's going to help you love your body and love yourself, not just by taking care of it the way that it should be taken care of, but also loving the skin that you're in, because you're going to learn how to not feel crappy and how
Yeah.
to not have these mood swings and the night sweats and the hot flashes and all the things. So this is
Yeah.
why we're doing this show, not to try to sell you something, but so that you can have a good quality of life, to get the information that you need. So just wanted to say that.
No, that's powerful. You're right. I mean, because it's like if we could infuse how we feel right now, because we know one of the things that Ryan and I, even when we talk we always guarantee results, right? Because we've seen it time and time again. Because you know what, I know some women on here. Let me know if this sounds like you. It's like, but Lydia, Alicia, Laurie, I've tried everything and nothing works for me. Even if you have tried everything, I guarantee you, we'll show you exactly why what you tried didn't work for you and how you can fix it. Because you're not broken. You don't need to just try harder. You don't need to work out harder. You don't need to suffer. All the things that we've been convinced of, they want to convince you, well, just push the plate away and get up, move more. It's, well, no, like, let's address it correctly. Right. So, yeah. Do you need activity? Do you need the right nutrition? Yeah.
Yeah, because it also starts messing with your mindset, and it starts messing with something must be wrong with me if I can't do this and everybody else is able to do, and no, it's your hormones that they're not addressing properly. And
Exactly.
that's the linchpin that you have to understand. That's the key to all the things. So we've run out of time, ladies. And I know we can go on and on and on. Laurie, did you enjoy this? Did you learn something? Did you
I
have
did. Here's another impression that I have. I'm listening to the two of you talk, and you're in your 50s, and I was right there where you are in my 50s. And I stopped struggling against it at some point between 60 and 66. I stopped struggling against it as much and started accepting what my body was doing and stopped fighting it. And I agree with you, Lydia. It's like all natural products and hardly any products at all. There's not much on this because I'm allergic to everything these days. So there's not much going on that's interfering. You really, when you get to know yourself, you know when something's working and you know when something's not working.
Right.
Looking.
Your body's
Thank
talking
you
to you all the time. You just got to hear.
Yeah.
You got to quiet down out the
in.
environment into so you could hear what it's saying.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Lydia, for sharing. I know this has been tremendous value. I'm going to be sharing this out like crazy because I know people need to hear this information and be transformed by it. So thank you, ladies, for joining me.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. Just hang out in the green room with me, for me. We'll be right back. So thank you so much, Lydia and Laurie. Let me just share with you again. You can connect with Lydia. It's Lydia Martinez Ebling on Instagram, glowafter40_official, or you can also check her out on Facebook and Instagram at Complete Body Labs. To connect with Laurie is aligned at work. So Laurie does DE and I work. So you can check out Laurie Aligned at Work. And the program that we've been talking about that is going to be on June 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It's called the Mind Body Hacking Mastery Blueprint. So you're going to, actually, I think it's Hormone Hacking Live. That's what it is, Hormone Hacking Live. But you're going to get the Mind Body Mastery Blueprint to understand what is happening with your body. So it's going to be 4 hours that they're going to share with you. And I put the link in the chat. I'm going to put it again, where you can get the VIP experience, where you have an hour before. So you're going to come at 9 a.m. Eastern, and they're going to like have a Q&A discussion, one-on-one, really get deeper into it with you, or Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So all the times are Eastern Time. So thank you so much for joining. Love the comments. Keep them coming even after the show is ended, because we will go back in and we can respond to your comments. So keep the comments coming. If you're watching on a replay, leave your comments so that we can check them out and have Lydia respond to you. I'm going to drop in the chat, in the comments one more time, the link so that it's there. So check the link, to get the Hormone Hacking Live experience, the VIP experience. And I will see you all next time on another episode of Love My Body, Love Myself. And I encourage you, I usually say at the end of the show, I encourage you to do one thing to prove to yourself that you love your body and you love yourself. Well, I'm going to change that a little bit today. And I'm going to say, how you're going to prove to yourself that you love your body and you love yourself is you're going to sign up for the VIP experience, and you're going to go to this. You're going to set aside the time and the date, June 18th, and you're going to go, and this is going to prove to yourself. This is going to prove to you that you love your body and you love yourself. And you're going to find out from me if, I did my homework. You can come and find out if I did my homework that Lydia assigned me. I will see you next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you. Bye.